Hey everyone, thank you for joining me on the first episode on my bull market prices. But before we get started, as always, I do have to give a disclaimer that I am not a financial advisor and everything you've seen here is for educational purposes only. This isn't meaning that if I put a target here, meaning that it's actually going to hit. This is kind of me just thinking, hey, this is what I think could possibly happen, right? You never just want to go based off my information solely. Please be smart about it, right? You want to gather as much information as you can and then kind of work with that. But this is how it's going to kind of break down, right? We have the coin, we have use cases, partnership, supply, development, community, current price, target, multiplier, ranking, and if it's ISO compliant. So, for example, let's go to data. So if I go to data here, go to data network, circulating supply is good for me because it's 100,000 million billions. For me personally, I think as long as it's like 50 billion or less, I think it should still be okay. Anything over 50 billion, it's kind of like a red flag in a sense because there's some that have infinity, and that's kind of like makes me kind of worry, like Adam. But we'll get into it when we get there. So we'll look at the website. We'll go to the Medium. So data. We already know data has a good use case, right? They're really big on video. Video streaming. They have really good partnerships because of that. They had Samsung, they have like Sony now. I think they have Google. Like they're looking into that. So we know the community is good. So if I go back to here, okay, use cases great for the video streaming, and you can earn their coins, and you can tip content creators. They have good partnerships. Supply's good. Development's active. They're constantly giving you updates. Like if we look at the Medium, constantly giving you updates. March 28th, the 17th, 13th. There's always network updates. So really good, development. I don't even have to go look into community to understand that there's probably a really good community there that everybody's constantly up, what do you call it? Posting new things here and there. They're constantly active. So that's why I put active. Current price is 107. Now, target. For me, the way I look at target is on the next bull run, I go based on all-time high, right? A lot of these coins, if you look at all-time high, the bad coins usually do about 1x to 2x to 3x, right? Digibyte in this bull run, this last bull run we had, only did like a 3 or 4x. And that's kind of what I'm aiming for in a sense. Like if it's a good coin, I'm not going to rank it good. But like, for example, data, I can see it do at least, keep in mind, it can definitely go way higher. But for me personally, to have an idea of like, okay, where can I start taking profits, or what's an ideal like target? That's kind of what I'm aiming for. Instead of being blindly like, oh, well, where's it going? Oh, well, some psychic says that $1,000, $5,000, $10,000 data one day, right? I'm not saying someone did. I'm just giving an example. And you don't want to wait for that, right? Like, let's say this thing, the next bull market, we pump, finally goes up, even goes higher, and then new bear market. And you're over here still hoping for $1,000 data, right? You don't want to be looking at that. You want to have a good idea. As a matter of fact, be like, okay, this time if it goes up and maybe it hits this price point, I can start taking profits, right? That's where you want to start taking your profits, put that into something else, but do something with it. Don't just write it all the way up and then write it all the way back down, right? Because that's pretty much what most people do when they first join crypto. They jump in, they experience a bull market, it's great, amazing, and write it all the way back down. So this is kind of a spot to where like, hey, this is where I would start taking profits, obviously, or at least start following it with a stop loss. So in case if it does go higher, you're still benefiting from it. But if it drops back down, have a plan at least. So for data, I can see it doing like at least 300% from its all-time high. That will put us at $63. And from where it's at now to going all the way up here, you're looking at, I think I did a 58 multiplier. Now, I don't want you to look at this multiplier and be like, oh my God, it's the highest multiplier of all these coins. I'm going to go all in on this coin. That's not what you should do. This is just going based off of like, this is what the price is now. This is what I can see it maybe towards the end of the next bull market. Again, it can still go higher, but I'd rather play it safer. This is where you might want to start to think, all right, hey, hit this. You know what? We might want to start thinking about taking profits because you're already going to be up 58% if this target happens. So I'm going to give it a rank of 5 from 1 to 5. Obviously, 5 being better, 1 being really bad. Okay. So another coin that I want to take a look at would be, for an example, this is a good example of a really good coin. Let's look at an example of not that great of a coin. Let's look at persistence. I know a lot of people love this coin because Woo Woo is, said it's going to take off. So supply is great, not too high. So if I go to the medium and I go to the website, let's get rid of the data ones. So persistence, right? Liquid staking hub. So it's all about like the whole DeFi, staking. So if I come down here, I look at more staking, build on these apps. Nowadays, if a token or a coin isn't compatible with everybody else, then you're not up to date, right? Everybody should be on this. So this right here, meaning they can stake with everybody else, is not that big of a deal. Same thing again, part of the ecosystem. I feel like, coins that do stuff like this just kind of be like, oh, look at all these other coins work together. They're just kind of, what's the word to say? Kind of jumping on the bandwagon to be like, oh, look, we're compatible with everybody else when everybody else is compatible with everybody else. So it doesn't really give you much. And, one thing I see here, is they don't really give you anything besides like, oh, staking, staking. If I go over to the blog, their last update was February 10th, 2022. Right? I went into their Telegram group and all I saw was people talking about staking. Oh, you can stake this and you get these rewards. But it's like we needed to have some sort of utility, right? The utility shouldn't be staking, pretty much. Right? That's the one thing you need to look at this. Your utility shouldn't be staking. It should be something that it's doing. For example, XRP's, case uses, they're trying to, have it be like the middleman for like banks to talk each other, where it's like instant, instantly fast, no low fees, once you send that XRP, they have it. They don't have to wait for the money to be transferred. Data, right? That's video streaming. Things like that in a sense, like if we get the next hype where it's like, NFT music, that's a use case, right? You're using the music to transfer you're using the NFT part of it to transfer music. Now you officially own that song, yada, yada, yada. But like your utility shouldn't be staking. Now keep in mind, I could be wrong. Maybe I missed something on here, but they're not giving us much for persistence. So when I come back here, utility case, I would say poor. I wonder why it's not updating. Why is it not updating? I see it. I'm gonna do this real quick. For some reason, it thinks it's oops, wrong one. This one. Yeah, it thinks it's in white color. So poor partnerships, I don't see none. Supply is good. Active, I'll put inactive, or I'll figure out what else I'll put there. Community. I'm put low because it's not that active. Because the only people posting are like, oh yeah, when is it gonna moon? Oh, look at these great rewarding stakes, but not like that great, right? They're not talking about use case, nothing. Persistence current price is 30 cents. So 0.30. Target, we'll talk about target now. Rank, I'll rank this a 1. So development, I don't want to put inactive. Development active. We'll put NA for now. Community. I mean, if there's people active on there, even though they're just talking about like FOMOing stuff, I'll probably look for different words. But keep in mind, but I just want to show everybody like how I'm kind of getting to this information. So right now it's 30 cents. I couldn't find a good chart for persistence, just because when I go, into KuCoin's chart, which has the most volume right now. Well, actually, the most volume will be BitMax. Let's see if I can pull up a quick chart. If not, I'll use this here. So, overview, we'll say like max. Does it show a chart on here? So far, I don't like this. That's not that great. That's 5 minutes. I think it froze. Go to the daily. All right, there it goes. Ooh. Okay, so that's some good data so far. Oh, really good data. All right, so this went up to $16. I'm thinking it should at least, because it is a hyped up coin on the woo-woo side of things. So I give it maybe doing at least a 1x at least. If it does a 1x, you're looking at $33. So we'll do $33. And then if we do, so 33 divided by 0.30, you're looking at a multiplier of 110. Which sounds great, right? But again, I don't rank it high. Everything else is really bad. And this is kind of one thing I'll probably add is maybe like a gamble rate, and this will be like a 10. Like, hey, this is a really big gamble. You know what I mean? It doesn't really give us too much information, so the odds of hitting this are pretty risky in a sense, right? And this is what I mean. I would probably go for something like data that's 58 return, then something like expert that's 110. Because data has a really bigger chance of surviving with its good partnerships and active development than expert. Because of all of this, expert has a chance maybe one day get rug pulled. We never know, right? It might not turn into anything. Something can happen and it just completely dumps. In a bull market, let's say it doesn't come all the way back up. Let's say it just comes, to there. And then people are going to be upset, like, hey, Alonso, I thought it's going to go all the way to $100 or the $33. You know what I mean? Like, this is what I could see it happen. That's what I can see it do. Maybe just $9, right? I mean, you think about it. If you buy it at 30 cents and it went up to $8, sell it, you're still in profit. But the odds of data actually reaching its 58% multiplier is a lot better than persistence going to the 110, right? In the bull market, everything pumps. So, there's a good chance it'll still hit this. But at the same time, you need to understand, like, there's a risk involved, Put this over here. Oh, it's just this one and that. So now we go into like the meme coin kind of section, right? And I wanted to touch up on this because I know I'm going to get a lot of people that are going to ask about, these coins. And one way you have to understand is this. One, Mononoke was supposed to, you're able to do it on a video game, right? So for this one, like let's say for example Shiba, it's a community driven coin. All these are supposed to be community driven. If it's a community driven, it's automatically poor. Because communities come and go, and people are only here to pump and dump it. People are not here to last long to make this thing go, right? So same thing like with Satama. Community driven, nope, done. Mononoke technically was supposed to be used for its game, right? So I would put good or okay. I'll put okay because it's not good because they never gave us updates on the game or nothing, right? And that's where like the development was poor. Community, low. Now, in the Mononoke, I can't check their Telegram group because I actually got kicked out like when a while back. I remember I posted something and I guess they got upset about it and they kicked me out. And it wasn't like something like taking shots at them, but it was just more of a concern that I posted and they kicked me out. So it's like I posted a concern and you just kicked me. So like, all right, that kind of goes to show leadership's not that great. That's actually a good one to put, like maybe leadership, like how the team I should add the team on here. So that's one I might add. Kind of go over the team if it's like if they're trustworthy or not or so. Supply. So let's go to Mononoke. Right. Supply. Look at the supply. Like, come on. I don't even know if I can count that high. I stop at trillions. So supply be like very poor. Right. Partnerships. Well, actually, they had a partnership with one person, but then we never heard anything else about it. Again, I'm not in the Telegram, so maybe somebody can let me know. Because if you catch something that I say on here and it's incorrect, let me know. I'll gladly come in here and change it and then like kind of add it to like a little video update. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 3 coins at a time and do a little video. Video is not going to be this long. This is just kind of because I'm explaining things, right? So partnership, I'm going to say none because there was one partnership and we never heard anything about it, right? Because NFT gaming was kind of just a trend. Like I warned everybody, like it's going to come and it's going to go. So for this, I would put none for now. Because there was one that was announced, but just because they have one partnership should not be like, oh, great or good or okay. No, like, oh, we'll do poor. Partnership poor. Because they only had one. Because none would mean they didn't have no partnership. But like partnership is poor. Mononoke's current price. I'm not going to put all those zeros, right? Well, actually, it kind of fits. I think it will fit. How many zeros is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 11 zeros and the 12 is the 550. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's going to just go to 0, right? So now my target for this thing. So there's no chart. Well, maybe I can pull this chart here. Ooh, look at that little pump. It's up 140% today. Woohoo. If I'm being dumped all the way down. Look at that. I definitely don't see it going to its all times high anymore. I'm thinking maybe like this. But at the same time, if I type it in there, it's not going to be that great. So it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 zeros and then 16. Okay. So that's going to be pretty tricky. So if we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 65 divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 29x. Not the worst, right? Not the worst, but again, because of all this other stuff, definitely a red flag, so I'll stay away. The reason I did Mononoke is because if you happen to tell me about, hey, Alonso, can you do this coin, that coin? Obviously, you still want to know at least where I can see it going, right? But just know this, I don't see it going back up to all-time highs. So if you bought somewhere up here during like the FOMO stages, you're probably not going to see your money back. These are going to be coins that are just going to die, right? If I go to Mononoke, oh my god, chair's so squeaky. This is the same website they've had since they started over a year ago. Nothing has changed. There could be no information, nothing. Like even the team doesn't even show themselves, right? Like that's always a red flag. So for example, on the team over here, be like red flag. Kind of a thing, right? I'd have to go back into data thing and then I don't think they show themselves, right? On persistence. I'll update it later. I don't want to make the video already too long. We're already in almost 20 minutes. And sorry I made this video so long, but kind of want to just kind of explain like what I'm kind of, kind of looking for in a sense, right? You want to see like if partnerships are good, bad, great, low, what the price is, what I think. I'll probably have to switch these over. Teams should be more in here because the ISO ones are always going to be at the end. So I'll do this. Let's see. Maybe I'll figure something out for that. Or I can actually do delete column. Cool. Perfect. So do a little X here. Delete these. Put the red flag over there. And that's pretty much how I'm going to, kind of come up with the price that I have. Again, some of these I might be looking at the price and be like, you know what? I can see this maybe do more. I can see it do less. Maybe this thing will only do like 50%. Maybe it'll do 100% based off the information, because we do know like in a bull market, they will have nice pumps, and sometimes they'll go above where they went before, or sometimes they won't. They'll do like a 4x, right? 3x, kind of what I'm aiming for. I'm aiming lower. So keep in mind, when they do hit these targets, they can definitely go higher, especially if they're great tokens. Like data, but at the same time, we got to be conservative, right? We don't want to go too crazy, like, oh, $1,000 for data. But you need to understand, you can kind of plan for 63, right? And as soon as it hits $63, now you know, hey, maybe it's time to start unloading, right? Unloading little by little. Because I know people bought data at like 15 cents, 30 cents, and didn't start, selling. Even if you sold at Snippy's $4, a lot of people were upset at him because, oh, we sold at 4 and like it still went higher. You bought at 30 cents and you sold at 4 and you're upset? At this point, you deserve to write it all the way down, right? Because you're kind of ungrateful. You got to be, not greedy, and you got to be respectful for that, right? You got to be humble with the opportunity you're given. So even if I say, hey, data now is $1 and you get a chance to sell at 63, but it goes to like $300 and you're upset at me, it's like, come on, you deserve to write it back down. Because it's kind of like, you should be more appreciative of what like the universe is giving you in a sense, right? And this is why I'm kind of doing this, because it's like kind of to give you a rough estimate, like, okay, cool, it can go up to this high. I have this coin. I'm glad I have it. I was planning to buy more. Now I'm glad I'm going to do more. And again, I'm going to have a whole list of coins, and I'm going to do like 3 at a time. So like data, expert Mononoke. And the videos will be short again. I'm not going to make them fast. They'll be quick. Just go in there, look at a few things, on to the next, on to the next, on to the next. So every time I go on here and post like an update, so it'll be like data, expert, mono, right? And then I'll put like 413 or something. I'll do something like this. And then I'll put the video. I'll have the link pinned, so that way you can always go back into the link and select the link, and it'll always take you there. But then you'll have a list of like what videos I kind of went over which coin to know why I did that in a sense. I might do something different just so we can search it easier, right? So I might actually do something like Bullrun prices. Because then that way you can go to search and type in, Bullrun. And that way you'll be able to like find these quicker. Like to find it. I'll figure out how I can reword it so you can find them easily in case, you don't want to have a bunch of videos and you have to like scroll forever, right? So I'll figure something out so you can find them easily. But all right, the video's already too long. So thank you for watching if you stayed this long.